Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Cracking Packs video. I am your host, MrBevers. That's right. It's finally time. Dominaria. The set has just launched today, the day that you're watching this video. Either that, or if you're watching in the future, this set launched on April 27th of 2018. So let's get right in. I haven't really looked at like any of the spoilers or anything about this set. If you guys played in the pre-release, how did you do? Did you enjoy it? Did you have a good time? Did you have any spicy things happen? I can talk about something spicy that I saw happen. And that is an infinite combo in a pre-release kit. That's right, you heard me. An infinite combo in a pre-release kit. One thing to note about these packs is, I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Let's see if we can. Man, the camera does not do these packs justice at all. So, I don't know if there's a way for you to see this. Oh, maybe there. There it is. See that? The shoulder plates, as you can see, they kind of glow a different color. Same with the goggles on the head. So they've basically foiled certain parts of the pack, which is really cool touch. There it is. Look at that. There, you can see it very good there. So that's Giara, or whatever her name is, or Jaya. And you can see Karn. I don't know if you guys can see this, but let's see. Can we get the light to shine into the camera properly? There it is. Look at that. He's all metallic and shiny. So the packs look really cool in person. And then of course you've got the Avon guy. It's just basically his belt and his necklace that shine on this one. And then you've got Teferi, who it's like the end of his staff. I don't know if you can, there it is, see? So the packs look really cool in person. We started with this, right? Okay. Let's get in. I haven't looked at this set, like I said, I haven't really looked at spoilers or anything, so please bear with me. What I did notice, having played in one pre-release so far, is that the counting of the cards is super awkward. So we're gonna probably end up blowing past a bunch of like rares and things. Like we might end up spoiling rares too quickly and that kind of stuff, because you get a historic card in every pack. So it's a legendary, essentially it's a legendary card in every pack. And it's normally at the back. But if you get a foil, it falls in front of, if you get a foil, it's at the back. But if you get a foil, if you get a, I should say, if you get a rare or mythic, like legendary in that slot, the foil comes in front of it. And then not only that, but like, if your like legendary is an uncommon, then it takes one of the uncommon slots away, which is, it's kind of strange. Anyway, instead of it being like in the uncommon slot, it's like at the back. So then you end up with only 2 uncommons. You'll see what I'm saying when we go through this. So Time of Ice, which is one of the new Saga cards, or Saga cards, or however you want to pronounce it. Saga. I'm pretty sure I would call it Saga, but anyway. Tap target creature an opponent controls. It doesn't untap during its controller's untap step for as long as you control Time of Ice. So That happens twice. You get to tap down 2 things until you have to sack this. Then it says return all tapped creatures to their owner's hand. So you have to tap 2 things down, and then the third turn, bounce those plus anything else that might be tapped, which is kind of cool. Thallid Soothsayer, which is 4 mana, 2/3, that says pay 2, sacrifice a creature, draw a card. And see, there's our rare. So our rare came after only 2 uncommons, and this is the Precognition Field. You may look at the top card of your library. You may cast the top card of your library. You may cast the top card of your library if it's an instant or sorcery card. Pay 3, exile the top card of your library. So here's our legendary card for the pack, which is a multicolor elf for 3 mana. Red, green, and generic. 3/3 trample. Whenever you cast a spell, if that spell was kicked, put a 1/1 counter on Halar the Fire Fletcher. Then Halar deals damage equal to the number of 1/1 counters on it to each opponent. Wow, that's pretty spicy. That's pretty cool. And then we just got a Sapperling and a Forest. So now that you sort of understand what I was talking about with the uncommon thing, we're going to kind of blow through stuff now. Because I know you guys probably don't want to have me talk about all of the read all the uncommons out loud. That kind of stuff. Let's just get right to it. Urza's Tome. Spore Crown Thallid. And our rare is a Verdant Force. 7/7 for 7, or for 8, I should say. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 1/1 green Sapperling token. So you can see, so now our legendary is an uncommon. So you can tell, essentially 1 uncommon comes after the rare in every pack, but once we hit a foil and things, you'll see what I'm talking about. This is a Whisper Blood Liturgist. And we got another Sapperling and a Mounted. Also, the art in this set is phenomenal. Like I said, I didn't look at any of the spoilers. Not even like the pre-spoilers that was just like the text document that got like spoiled, basically. Or leaked early, I should say. Cast Down. Very good non-legendary creature. Removal. Zalfirin Void. Huh. Interesting. And our rare, a Tempest Jinn. 0/4 for 3. That says it gets +1/+0 for each basic island you control. That's kind of cool. Ah, so this is what I'm talking about. We got a foil, Forest, but it's in front of the legendary, which means the legendary is a rare? I don't know how this works. No, it just puts the foil in front of this. It's really, really weird. I don't know. I'm super confused. But anyway, our legendary card from the pack is a Shana? Sisei's Legacy. It's a 0/0 for 2. It comes in, can't be the, it can't be the target of spells, can't be the target of abilities your opponents control. So it can still be the target of spells. It's kind of weird. And it gets +1/+1 for each creature you control, so it just gets bigger. And then the Soldier token, which looks super awesome. The glass in the shield, probably not the most functional thing to have. It's probably not the most functional thing to have glass or stained glass in your shield. But, you know, to each their own, I guess. Wizard's Lightning. So this is the Wizard Lightning Bolt, essentially. So it's 1 mana if you have a wizard, and it does 3 damage for 1 red instant speed. So it's basically Lightning Bolts, but only if you have a wizard. So it's a situational Lightning Bolt, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Warcry Phoenix. Okay. And our rare is a Hinterland Harbor. One of the buddy lands, I guess. We call them buddy lands, I think is the old name for them. I don't know. I've heard buddy lands. I don't remember. There's some other name for these as well. I don't remember what it is. But there you go. And our legendary card here is a Danitha Capation Paragon. Dear God. These names are going to be a mouthful for me, and I apologize for butchering them all, but also I'm kind of not that sorry because I know I'm going to butcher them all, and you're all going to have to sit through it. Sorry, not sorry, right? That's how that goes. And there's a little 2/2 white knight token. Alright. That Danitha is, like, pretty sweet, though. A 2/2 for 3 with Vigilance, First Strike, and Lifelink is pretty sweet. And it also makes the equipments and auras you play cost 1 less. Champion of the Flame. Gaia's Blessing. And our rare, Haphazard Bombardment. 6 mana, enchantment. When Haphazard Bombardment enters the battlefield, choose 4 non-enchantment permanents you don't control, and put an aim counter on each of them. At the beginning of your end step, if 2 or more permanents you don't control have an aim counter on them, destroy one of those permanents at random. What? At the beginning of your end step, if 2 or more permanents you don't control, choose 4 non-enchantment permanents you don't control. So basically, you kill 2 things. No, you kill 3 things. You kill 3 permanents with this card. And then you leave 1 alive. Quende, Pride of Femeref. Holy moly. Butchering names, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm actually for reals sorry now. That's a thing that's happening, sorry. Let me just get my Canadian out. sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm sorry so much. There we go, Sarah Angel. Sage of Latnam, and our rare is a Steel Leaf Champion. A 5/4 for 3. It says it can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. And our legendary card is Adliz, or Adliz. The Cinderwind. 2/2 Flying Haste. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, wizards you control get +1/+1. So as you can see, obviously lots of legendaries in this set. Also, something to note, you get a legendary in every pack, which is kind of cool that they like made it so that it's not necessarily that like your commons and uncommons are not necessarily legendary, but like Icy Manipulator? I didn't know that they reprinted this. That's kind of cool. So there you go, Icy Manipulator. Nature's Spiral. And, ooh. Wait, so we didn't... So we actually got 3 uncommons this time. See, this is what I'm saying. It's those other packs, they only had 2 uncommons. This one has 3. Sage of Latnam, and then our foil. And that means that our legendary is a rare. So that's kind of a weird thing. See what I'm saying? It's like, because there was the foil in the pack, we ended up with 3 uncommons. But then the foil comes before your rare. I don't know, it's weird. So our foil is a Knight of Grace, which is another uncommon. This card's kind of cool too. It's a 2/2 for 2, but it's First Strike. So it's a bear with First Strike, but then it also has Hexproof from black, and it says it gets +1/+0 as long as any player controls a black permanent, which is pretty sweet. Oh, and there's our rare. Our rare is Joda, Archmage Eternal. So this is the 4/3 for 4. That says, flying, you may pay a white, a blue, a black, a red, and a green, rather than pay the mana cost of spells that you cast. So there you go. And then we got a Saproling token and a Plains. Let's move it right along, because we're already 14 minutes deep, and we're not even, like, a third of the way through the box yet. Icy Manipulator again. Memorial to Glory. And our rare is a Woodland Cemetery. So there you go. Holy moly, we got a foil Sulphur Falls. That's a pretty spicy rare to pull in foil. Maybe not the best rare there is in the set, but it's still pretty sweet. And our legendary card is a Raph Capuchin Ship's Mage. Blue-white little flying man. Flash flyer. Pretty good. Man, I'll take a foil dual land any day. Any day. Sweet. Fight with Fire. Settle the Score. And a Dread Shade as our rare. A 3/3 for 3. Gets +1/+1 until end of turn. And we got another Halar there. Oh man, look at this Goblin token. It looks so badass. These Goblin tokens look amazing. And the best part is he's sitting in a catapult. He's sitting in the bucket of a catapult ready to be launched, which is amazing to me. That is, like, just stellar. Alright, let's moving right along here. But you see what I'm saying. At least the common and uncommons are easy to tell apart in this set, unlike Masters 25. Dauntless Bodyguard, Sanctum Spirit, and our rare is a Jaya's Immolating Inferno. So it's a legendary sorcery. Pay 2, pay X. 2 red and an X. A Jaya's Immolating Inferno deals X damage to each of up to 3 targets. Hey, a foil dub. There it is. And our legendary is a Whisper Blood Liturgist. Alright, let's continue our way through this box. Otherwise, we're going to be here for friggin' ever. Boom. Cast down. Sanctum Spirit. Oath of Teferi. So they're still printing these oaths, eh? So Oath of Teferi is just like the oaths from the Oath of the Gatewatch series, as well as, was it? Yeah, it was just Oath of the Gatewatch that they printed the oaths in? I believe so. And then, of course, no, it was Battle for Zendikar and then Oath? Yeah. No, it was Oath of the Gatewatch and then Aether Revolt. They printed the one for Johnny, I want to say. So, when Oath of Teferi enters the battlefield, exile another target permanent you control, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. You may activate the loyalty abilities of planeswalkers you control twice each turn, rather than only once. Holy moly. And we got Arvad the Cursed, a Vampire Knight, 3/3, Death Touch, Lifelink. Other legendary creatures you control will get +0/+2. Here's our 0/1 Cleric token. I know what that's for, only because I had the card in my pre-release kit. We got a Sarah Angel again. There's the Flame of Keld. Oh, another uncommon. Okay, Howling Golem, which means we have a legendary rare in this pack. So, Evra, Halcyon Witness. 4/4 Lifelinker. Exchange your life total with Evra for 4 mana. Huh. Alright. Exchange your life total with her power. With her power. So you can make her massive and then murder somebody. But then you'll have like 4 health. But she's lifelink, so if you change it to 20 and then swing and then hit them, you gain 20 life. So, there's that. Time of Ice. Fungal Plots. Thorn Elemental. And we got Teshra. Ancestor's Apostle. A 2/2 Bird Cleric for 4 that says when you cast a historic spell, return target creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less to the battlefield. Another Cleric token. Wow. Wowzers. 2 legendary cards in a row. What's happening? 3 uncommons in each pack. Urza's Tome. On Sarah's Wings. This card is bonkers in limited. And Lich's Mastery. There it is. 6 mana hexproof enchantment that says you can't lose the game. Whenever you gain life, draw that many cards. Whenever you lose life, for each 1 life lost, exile a permanent you control or a card from your hand or graveyard. When Lich's Mastery leaves the battlefield, you lose the game. And we got another Avard, or whatever his name is. Arvad. Who are you? I Arvad. That's how I should learn how to pronounce it, right? I think that's how it's pronounced. Knight of Grace. Board the Weatherlight. And, ooh, the Thran Temporal Gateway. You may put a historic permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. There it is. And we got a legendary Slin Vada, the Rising Deep. A big old blue man. Ooh, a Zombie Knight. Cool. Zombie Knights? What is even happening? Another Wizard's Lightning. Diligent Excavator. Dampening Sphere. This is the one. This is the uncommon that everybody's talking about right now. and for good reason. It's very good. If a land is tapped for 2 or more mana, it produces only 1 colorless instead of any other type and amount. Each spell a player casts costs 1 more to cast for each other spell that player has cast this turn. So cast 1 a turn, dudes. And we got a rare legendary creature again, Grand Warlord Radha. With a mountain and a sapperling token. Lots of sapperling tokens. So when I played in my pre-release, I had some sweet black cards, and I'll show them off in another video. And I was really, based on what I saw in my black cards, I was like, man, I want green-black sapperling sacking to be a thing, and it wasn't a thing for me because my green just was not there. We had a Amarthine Wall and a Juggernaut. Then we have the Mirari Conjecture. So it's a 5-mana enchantment saga that says on the first time when you play it, return target instant card from your graveyard to your hand. Return target sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Until end of turn, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it. You may choose new targets. And we did get a foil. The foil is just a foil common, it looks like. Keldon Raider. And there you go. We also get it's so weird that there's so many cards behind the rare in these sets. We got a Garna, the Blood Flame. Seems like a pretty cool card, too. I had that card in my pre-release kit. I just didn't have enough good red cards to sort of make it work out the way I wanted it to. And by that, I don't necessarily mean good red cards. I had good red cards. I just didn't have the right mix of red and black to make a decent deck, in my opinion. Sarah Angel, Zalfirin Void again, and we got another rare legendary sorcery though, and this is the Druidic Vow, Kamal's Druidic Vow. Look at the top X cards of your library. You may put any number of land or legendary permanent cards with converted mana cost X or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest into your graveyard. And we got a Urgaros, the Empty One, as our legendary card. So we did end up with 2 legendary cards in that pack, surprisingly. So that's kind of interesting, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know how this works, to be honest. How they worked out all of this, put the uncommons here. Memorial to Genius. Seal Away. Ooh, our first mythic. Halfway through the box and we get our first mythic. Daragaz Reincarnated. 7/7 for 7. Flying Trample Haste. If it would die, instead exile it with 3 egg counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, if it is exiled with an egg counter on it, remove an egg counter from it. Then, if it has no egg counters, return it to the battlefield. So it basically just kind of hangs out forever. And it's hard to get rid of. You have to exile it, basically, instead of kill it. And we got Rona, Disciple of Gix. This card seems pretty good. Yes, this is the card. This is one piece. If we get the other piece, I will show you what I'm talking about. This card is one piece of the puzzle. I don't know if I'll get the other piece of the puzzle, but we'll find out. Lingering Phantom. Triumph of Gerard. Seal Away. And another mythic. 2 mythics back to back. Lyra Dawnbringer. So just so we're clear, this is about halfway down in the middle row, 2 packs, back-to-back legendaries. Lyra Dawnbringer is 5/5 for 5, flying first strike, lifelink. Other angels you control have +1/+1 and lifelink. That is a card that I will look into putting into my actual angel deck. I have an angel deck from way back in the day. It just has a whole bunch of random big derp angels in it. It probably needs to be a little more optimized for these days, and it probably could use some new angels like Baneslayer and things like that. Lingering Phantom. Triumph of Gerard again. Sorcerer's Wand. And Torgar Famine Incarnate. This guy is interesting. I got 2 of these in my pre-release kit. It was kind of a weird back-to-back. I opened 2 packs and there was 2 of them in a row. One of them wasn't the promo. I opened 2 of them from 2 of the packs. And I opened them back-to-back and I was like, this is strange. Urza's Tome. Sorcerer's Wand. And Mishra Self-Replicator. This is an interesting one to me. I don't I don't think it's like exceptionally amazing, but it seems like it's interesting in the sense that someone might be able to find a way to make it really, really cute. Make a cute combo with it. So we'll see. We'll see if anybody manages to make some sort of cool thing. We got a Merfolk Druid here, a 3/3 that says whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, gain 1 life and draw a card. That seems pretty good for a Merfolk deck. Since Merfolk decks love being able to draw cards, let me tell you. However, a 5-mana 3/3 is not ideal for a Merfolk deck. It's kind of top-end heavy. Fight with Fire, Final Parting, and Yawgmoth's Vile Offering. So, 5 mana sorcery, legendary sorcery. Put up to 1 target creature or planeswalker card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Destroy up to 1 target creature or planeswalker. Exile Yawgmoth's Vile Offering. So this card would be cool with the Disciple of Grix, because you could then just, you exile it when you play it. Like, so you play it, you get a card, you destroy a thing, it goes into exile. If this is in play, the next turn you can just play it again from exile, which is kind of crazy. We got Baird, Steward of Argiv, a Forest, and a Sapperling. I apologize for how long this video is. Remember, I haven't looked at any spoilers, so these cards are all brand new to me, and I'm sort of just kind of perusing them as I go. Untamed Kavu. I'll put a warning at the beginning of the video. Memorial to Glory, Final Parting, and Grand Warlord Rada again. There she is. She's back. She's back, baby. All right, last third of the box. We've only hit 2 mythics, which to me seems low. Seems low, but I have no idea. Since this is the first box I'm opening. Fungal Plots, Gaia's Blessing, Orcish Vandal, and Kazarov, Sangir Pureblood, 4/4 Legendary Vampire, for 7 flying. Whenever a creature an opponent controls is dealt damage, put a 1/1 counter on him. Pay a red and 3, and it deals 2 damage to target creature. Seems alright. Seems pretty good for a red-black vampire deck, that's for sure. A little costly, being at 7 mana, but still, not the end of the world. Untamed Kavu, Curator's Wand. Oh, baby! We hit that Karn. There he is. Karn, Scion of Urza. There he is. 4 mana, 5 loyalty, +1, reveal the top 2 cards of your library. An opponent chooses one of them, put that card into your hand, and exile the other with a silver counter on it. Put a card you own with a silver counter on it from exile into your hand. Create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token with this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. Crazy nonsense. And we got a foil saga. That's pretty cool. The foil sagas look so cool. Like the art down the side and the banner thing, it's pretty neat. So there you go. And then, of course, we get... So, like, the foil came in front of the legendary for whatever reason. Grun, the Lonely King. There he is. So, 6 mana, 2 green and 4 for a 5/5 with a kicker of 3. If he was kicked, he enters the battlefield with 5 1/1 counters on it. So he's a 10/10 for 9 mana. If he attacks alone, double its power and toughness until end of turn. So it becomes a 20/20. It's pretty crazy, to be honest. If someone can kill someone with a 20/20 Lonely King, I will be surprised. I will be surprised if that's a thing that happens. Knight of Grace. I'm sure someone will do it, but it won't be easy to get there. Settle the score. And we got Josu Ves Lich Knight, Legendary Zombie Knight, 4 mana, 4/5, with a kicker of 6, holy moly, Menace. When he enters the battlefield, if he was kicked, create 8 2/2 black zombies? 8 2/2s for 6 mana. Okay. So for 10 mana total, you get a 4/5 with Menace and 8 2/2 black zombies with Menace. Holy moly. And we got Tiana, Ship's Caretaker. She's an angel. Hey, look at that little guy. Look at that little one. Let's see. Oh, I saw another Dampening Sphere there. Cast down. Dampening Sphere. There it is. That $4 uncommon. Knight of Malice. First strike hexproof from white. And another mythic. A Demon Lord Belzenlock. Belzenlock. Dear goodness. Dear goodness. 4 mythics. We hit 4 mythics. He is kind of cool. I played with him in my pre-release kit. 6 mana, 6/6 flying trample. When he enters the battlefield, you exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. Then put that card into your hand. If the card's converted mana cost is 4 or greater, repeat the process. He deals 1 damage to you for each card put into your hand this way. So essentially, you just draw a bunch of cards. Every time I played him, he drew me probably at least 2 or 3 cards, which was pretty sweet. So we got an Armenthine Wall, a On Sarah's Wings, and we got Helm of the Host. This card seems pretty good, to be honest. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of equipped creature, except the token isn't legendary. If equipped creature is legendary, that token gains haste. Seems pretty good to me. And our legendary is Valduk, Keeper of the Flame, with a mountain and a soldier token. Alright. Let's blow through these last packs and finish up this video. I apologize again profusely. Champion of the Flame. Goblin Barrage. And we got Urza's Ruinous Blast. Exile all non-land permanents that aren't legendary. Whew. There it is. Tiana's Ship's Caretaker again. And, ooh, we got a 3/1 Trample Haste Elemental token. That's kind of cool. It's a nifty little token guy. Alright. Boom. Memorial to Genius. Juggernaut. And our rare is Benlish Marshal, which is a 3/3 for 3 that other creatures you control get +1/+1. So it's a, it's, you know, it's Anthem with a body, I guess. And we got Yargle! Yargle! As our legendary creature. The Yarg Man. The Yarg Father? I think that's what I heard on Twitter. Yarg Dad. Big Daddy Yargle. Alright. Let's see here. We got this in uncommon. There's commons there. Nature's Spiral. Spore Crown Thallid. And we got another Sulphur Falls to go with our foil Sulphur Falls. And we got a foil Befuddle. With a Tetsuko Umezawa. Fugitive. Creatures you control with power or toughness 1 or less can't be blocked. Alright. Ooh, that's a nasty looking little man there, isn't it? Nightmare Horror token. Ugh. Ugh. Gross. Alright. We got Skizzik. 5/3 Elemental. Wild Onslaught. And we got a Clifftop Retreat. That's a pretty sweet art, actually, for a Clifftop Retreat. Like an angel etched out of the mountain. That's kind of cool. We got another Lonely King. Another Lonely King. Lonely, Lonely King. Man, we got the big boy Karn, eh? Alright. Skizzik. Weight of Memory. Ooh! What a spicy box! What a spicy, spicy box this has been. Karn and Mox Amber? Don't mind if I do. Well then. Okay. And then we got Danthea. Holy. 5 mythic box. One of them being Karn, one of them being Mox Amber. Pretty good. Pretty good. Seems good. Seems good. Sarah Angel. Spore Crown Thallid. And a Black Blade Reforged. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each land you control. Equip legendary creature only costs 3, but equipped to a regular creature, it costs you 7. Costs you 7. And we got the Slimefoot, the Stowaway. This is another card that I was hoping to get in my sealed pool and did not after I saw it. You know, I should say, I didn't get it, I didn't know it existed. And then when I saw it, I went, oh man, that would have been sweet if it was in my sealed pool. So it basically just lets you poop out Saproling tokens for 4 mana every turn. And then whenever a Saproling dies, your opponent loses a life and you gain a life. Well, I had a lot of cards that were like, let me eat creature tokens. Or let me just eat creatures in general. And it would have been nice to have a way to make tokens reliably. Urza's Tome. Thorn Elemental. And our last rare is a Siege Gang Commander. The guy that nobody likes. He has seen a number of reprints, but that's okay. He's still pretty cool. He's a cool little goblin man. Slinvada as our last legendary. So we didn't get the card that I was thinking of. I don't know actually what it's called. And I didn't actually see the combo go off myself at the pre-release, but I did hear that it was happening, and the person was just like, I guess you win. I guess you win. So, let me just take a quick peek here and see if I can find what I'm talking about. I think it's called... Is it this? I think it's this. What? Wait. Is it this one? I think this is the one. Karn's Temporal Sundering. Okay? Karn's Temporal Sundering is a 6-mana card that says target player takes an extra turn after this one. Return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Okay? Exile Karn's Temporal Sundering. 6 mana. So if you play that, and you have this in play, this says right on the bottom of it, you may cast non-land cards exiled with Rona. Now hold on a minute. I don't think that works the way that they thought it did. I have a feeling that this is not an infinite combo, and that it doesn't work the way that they are talking about. Now, that being said, if you managed to exile the Karn's Temporal Sundering with her from the top of your library for the 4 and tap, then it's technically a card exiled by her. And then when you cast it, it's now exiled, but it's not exiled by her anymore. It's exiled by itself. Question for the judges, I guess. I have a feeling it doesn't work the way that they thought it did. And it's funny because, like I said, I didn't actually see the 2 cards. I didn't see this card, and I didn't see that card. So I didn't know what they were talking about with the combo. But they were like, oh, it lets you cast cards from exile. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I was like, I wonder why Wizards would put an infinite combo into a single set. That doesn't make any sense. That does not seem to be the case. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong below in the chat, but I do not believe that it works the way that they think it does. This says you may cast non-land cards exiled with Rona, which means it has to be exiled with her ability. Not you can cast non-land cards in exile. Not Rona can cast those cards. Because if it was that case, it wouldn't have the with Rona on the end. It would just say, you may cast non-land cards in exile. Right? So, I have a feeling that the infinite combo that they were talking about does not actually work. Something for the judges and for the community to come to agreements on. I'm fairly certain that it works the way that I now have read it, and it does not actually make an infinite turn combo. You get a turn, and that's it. So anyway, this was a pretty spicy box, it looks like. 40-minute video. Let's do this. 40-minute Dominaria video. Next Dominaria video should be a lot quicker, hopefully. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Mr. Bevers. Don't forget I have a store, nerdvanastore.ca, as well as a Patreon where you can help support the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. If you can't afford a monetary value, no worries. Thanks for just watching. I really appreciate you being here. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, may your pulls ever be better.